Hello everybody and welcome to Nana's Journey. I'm Deanna and I am excited to finally start this quilt. It's by Bunny Hill Designs. It's called Le Jardin, which means the garden. And I saw this pattern, I thought it was so cute, and I bought it like a year ago or so, maybe more, I don't remember when. And I've been waiting for the right fabrics to come out for me to make it, and Bunny Hill Designs came out with a collection recently called Flower Farm. So I'm using that, and I think that will look really cute. I'm going to be doing block 1 today, and just a note for those of you who do a lot of applique, the pattern is designed by Ann Sutton, and she mentions needle turn and spray starch applique are my favorite methods of applique, and I've designed this pattern with those methods in mind. It will work equally well for any method. Just remember that the designs have not been reversed for fusible applique. Now, I don't do needle turn or spray starch applique. I'm not even sure what spray starch applique is. I'll have to look that up. But those are just some general notes for those of you who do those kinds of applique. For those of you who do needle turn, my hat's off to you. I do not have the patience for all that hand stitching. You'll notice there's some embroidery that goes along here, and some, I think on the bunny rabbit too. I will be using my sewing machine's triple stitch for that. I will not be embroidering it. I will also not be putting ribbons on the quilt. I don't want anything interrupting the feel of the quilt or anything that might come off. This is not a wall hanging, this is going to be a throw quilt, and so I don't want any embellishments on top of the quilt. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for the ribbons yet. I have a while till I get there. But we'll just see how it turns out as we go. And I was really excited when I got it, so I got this binder out, and this is the original cardstock for this, but I've got the instructions for block 1. I've got the applique rough cut, and this is the block 1 pattern, and I did that for each block. So I'm all set to go, and let me show you the fabrics I plan to use. Okay, here's the fabrics from the Flower Farm. These are the light ones. These are the reds and pinks. They're all just really cute, and I think they will make a cute design. And then I also have some additional fabrics that I'm going to add to this. Here's some additional fabrics that I have in my stash that I'm going to add to this collection. You see, they will all match. So I'm going to get started on block 1. Okay, I think I figured out what I'm going to use. This right here is block 1. So for this background, I'm going to use this. This background, I'm using this. I'm going to use this diagonal stripe for this strip right here. And for these half square triangles, I'm going to use these two. For the bunny, I'm going to use this gray here. For the stems, I'm going to use this gray stripe. For the flower vase, I'm using this. Let's see. For the flowers here, I will be using this red one. For the middle of the flowers, I'm going to use this. For the leaves, I'm using the pin dot or the dots. And for the tulips, I'm going to use this one here. And I think that's it. And for this embroidery thread right here, like I said, I'm going to machine stitch that. So I have all my pieces cut. This is the design for this block. And I'm going to cut the bunny out as one piece, but I'm going to quilt when I sew it on, I will add that indentation there. So now I just need to iron these onto the wrong side of fabric. Okay, I thought I'd show you me pressing on a few of the things. This is the stripe for the stems. Got it ironed out. And I do want the stripes to go this way. So I'll just that there. It might fit better this way. Okay, and then there's two little stems. Actually, those can go in here. Save even more fabric. And I forgot to tell you, this is Heat and Bond Light, and that's what I use. There is a bumpy side and there's a smooth side, and you draw on the smooth side, and the bumpy side is the glue that gets to the fabric. So I'm going to start with this right here. Okay, there's the stems. And I know I mentioned for the bunny that I was not going to cut out the separate pieces, but I've already got the Heat and Bond cut out for the several pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. There is a piece for the eye. That I'm not going to do. That I can throw away. I'm just going to put some black thread in my embroidery and just scribble in a circle. And this I want on the plain part of the gray. Oh, that would be cute if there was a circle in there, but I can place that right there and right there. Okay, I think I've got those in there. Okay, this is the red for the vase, and I was going to fussy cut, put this big flower on the vase, but then I saw this and I thought that might work out really well for like a border on top of the vase. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that one's done. Okay, here's the red for the flowers. And those ones are done. Okay, and this one is for the leaves. So we'll get these on here. It's funny, I looked the other day to see if somebody else had made this on YouTube because I wanted to watch. And I can't find anyone who's done this, and I was kind of surprised. Okay, this is for the tulips. And this one is for, I'll do that, the dots of the flowers, the centers. Okay, now I'll get those cut out and then we'll start on the background. Okay, I've got the pieces cut out. I've got the background, the ground, she calls this piece the ground piece. There's the side strip, and I need 8 half square triangles. Now because I have directional fabric, this works out well because the flowers end up right side up, but then this way, the other one, the flowers will be upside down. So instead of making 8, I'm going to make 16 so that they will all be this direction, and then the other ones I will be able to use in another spot. So when the gray is on the top instead of the bottom, then they will be right side up, or I can do them when they're sideways. So I am going to sew on these lines. I will cut straight in between. Then I will press them open and trim, and then we can sew all our backs together. And cut it to the right measurement. Make some 2.5-inch squares. Now we have a beautiful 2.5-inch square with the flowers pointing up. Okay, we've got the 8 that are upside down that will be saved for later so that we can use them in this orientation. And we have the ones that are right side up. Now these ones I need to sew like this in a row. So I will just fold them down, sew, and then press open. And I will have the whole strip done that way. So I'm going to get to the sewing machine and I'll be right back. Okay, I sewed the squares together, so now I have my side strip. Now I'm going to go to the sewing machine and sew this along here, open and press. Then I'm going to sew this here, open and press. Then I will sew this here, open and press. And then we will have our background ready for the applique. Okay, I've got the pattern pinned to the block. It's all sewn together, the background. And so now I need to iron on the stems. I believe this one, maybe this one goes here. Yep. So just peel off the backing. Place it. Okay, now I've got the second large stem. You want to start with the things that are going to go underneath of others. There we go. Okay, and then these stems, now you want to make sure here's the line, I don't know if there's the line to the vase, and you want to go past the line to the flowers also so that they end up underneath. Okay, I'm going to put on the flowers. The other two tulips. I'm going to do these circles before they get lost. Okay, now for some leaves. 2, 3. There's only there is only 3. I was thinking there was 4. Now these leaves don't actually go under; they go next to. I guess maybe I could have or should have put them under. Here's the vase. I like this apart. I wish I had moved it over a little. but I like that pattern going across there. These are also not really touching. I think I'm going to do that though. Now, if I didn't like where I ironed these, I could peel them off. You can peel it up and replace it if you want. Okay, there's the top part put on. Now I need to do the bunny. His tail. Real good here. Okay, that's all done. Now I just need to sew it down. Okay, these are the thread colors I'm going to use. So this I'm going to use for all the reds. This one I'm going to use for the stems. So that will blend in pretty well. This I'm going to use for the bunny. It's darker than I would like, but this is what I have, and I don't want to go shopping. I would have to go to the next town over to get some thread, and I don't feel like doing that. I don't like to drive. So I'm just going to use what I have, and then I've got some black for the eye, and I am also going to use red. I should draw that on. Just a minute. Okay, I need to draw this on because I'm going to use the sewing machine for that. And then I'm just going to scribble in the eye. Let me get this placed where it was. Okay, and I've got my friction pin. And it's okay if I don't get it exact. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do loops that tight, but we will give it a try. And the eye is right here. Okay. So I'm going to start with the bunny. Outlining it. Then I will do the stems, and for the circles, for the middles I'm going to use this one here, and then I will use red for the rest. So let's get to the sewing machine. Okay, I'm going to start with the eye because that's the only thing that's free motion. So I've got my black thread in, my darning presser foot on. I think every sewing machine comes with a darning presser foot. My feed dogs are down, and I'm just going to make a circle and then fill it in. And bring my, oops, change the presser foot on my machine. Okay, I'm going to bring up my bobbin. This would be easier if I could see. I need a different presser foot. And I should have used black for the bobbin. But it's on there. Okay, I've changed my thread. I put in matching bobbin thread. I raised my feed dogs. I changed my presser foot to an open toe so that I can see. My stitch length is 0.8 and my stitch width is 1.9. So those are the measurements I'm going to use. Okay, there we have it, block 1, all finished. Thank you for watching and join me for block 2.